Here's why I think Generation X is primed to dominate YouTube. Now, I'm a Generation Xer myself. More specifically, I am a Zennial. I am a born in between 1977 and 1983, and apparently that puts me in a special group of Gen Xers. The ones that have the ability to bridge the gap between the old school and the new school, the old and the new. And I'm figuring it out now. I've been thinking this for a long time, and I've said to myself, man, Derek, it must be nice to be part of Generation X. No disrespect to any other generation, because I tell you what, the ones that came before me, I couldn't have done what y'all did. Y'all held it down for us along the way, all right, that came after. So I appreciate y'all, because I couldn't have done what y'all do. But I was thinking about it. I said, as I'm raising my son, I'm like, yo, I can understand him. I can understand my mom. I get it. See, we were pre-internet. We were pre-cell phones. We were pre this modern technology where everything is at the touch of your fingers. And I believe because of that, we are one of the generation that is really primed to dominate YouTube in the next couple of years. Myself, I want to dominate YouTube in every way possible. Anything that I do on this platform, I want to be successful about it. But having that understanding of how things worked back in the day and how they're working now is enough to have us primed to succeed. But it takes a lot more than that as well. You know what else it takes that we have a lot of? We have hard work and determination. Remember when the street lights used to come on? And that's how we knew when to be home. We had chores. We had to get them done. We had a time to do everything. We had to entertain ourselves at points. We didn't have everything at the touch of a button, right? We didn't have walking computers as we were playing outside. So we understand what it was like pre-internet, and we understand what's happening now. I don't know about you guys, but the adjustment seems like if you go back and you think about it, the adjustment to no landline phone. Remember a landline phone? Do you? They don't exist anymore. And if they do, you have to pay an astronomical amount of money. But I think the biggest thing, along with the technology, is the fact that we are hard workers. I had a job at 14. No, I was 16 years old. They had something called co-op when I was in high school. And what you would do is you would take your core classes in high school, and that would be the morning. And I think you had a choice. You could go in the morning or you could go in the afternoon. But whichever one you didn't go to school with, you actually went and you were on assignment. You did a job. You know how much I was making? $4.25 per hour. And I thought that was a lot. I was in Area B. I put the signature on work permits. I know if you were 16 or 17, you got a yellow one. If you were 14 or 15, you got a pink one. And I took the superintendent stamp, and my job was the second half of the day to stamp it. That's what I did every day, Monday through Friday. Internet fresh. Remember dial-up? Remember that, right? Remember when you couldn't get on the computer without anybody, the whole house would know. You know how they would know too? You locked up the phone lines. You couldn't use the phone. You picked up the phone, it was a busy signal. Derek, you on the internet? Right? You wanted to do something. Couldn't do it and forget watching a video. If you got to watch it, it was fuzzy and you had to wait all day to see one clip. So we understand the difference between last generation and this generation. We understand. We're actually, Zennials they call us that because we're bridging the gap between the old and the new. Think about your parents. Your parents are stubborn. They don't want to do what they don't know at all. Mom, here's the remote. Here's how you access this. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. My mother does not use Zelle. Okay? I have to go get money physically from her. Or she transfers it to my sister to send to me because she doesn't want to use it. So she'll transfer it the old-fashioned way. She will transfer money, not using Zelle, from bank account to bank account, and then my sister will Zelle me. So, but we are hard workers. I don't know. I'm sure it's a couple lazy folks out there that don't believe in working hard, but we are hard workers. Every time I fail on YouTube or anything else in life, I push myself forward. For those of you who don't know, I have 5 monetized channels. I've deleted 1 monetized channels. Not all of them are successful. I don't put the same amount of time into every monetized channel, but I earned it. When I get offended at something, you know what I do? I flip it and I put it back into my craft, whether that's exercising, whether that is making another video when I'm tired, whatever the situation. But it's good to see this renaissance of people that are of a certain age trying to have a YouTube channel. It doesn't mean that if you are a baby boomer or a Gen Zer or an alpha or whatever it is now, I think we done started over. So it doesn't mean that you can't do those same things. But I think that our generation, I think it's special. I think it's special because we knew what it was like before all of this. We know what hard work is. So the generation before us, that's all they knew. They knew no fun. It was just about hard work, right? But this technology thing is remember, how many of y'all remember Nextel? You remember Nextel? When you remember the chirp, when you had the chirp, that's how you talk to people. Remember that. So for us, it's not as much, it's not as harsh as it was. So if you're a baby boomer, technology could have been harsh. It could have just smacked you in the face. You remember color TV. That was your technology back then. Color TV. I'm not going to put you back in cars, the territory there, but color TV, Bluetooth. We've been around for a lot of stuff. Bluetooth, wireless, cellular. When I was 5 years old, Rocky IV was a thing. We had HBO. It was one channel. The size of the antenna was the size of a small car. And it played one movie over and over. It was literally home box office. So it was like Sylvester Stallone squares up against the Russian in Rocky IV, playing it. And then it would play. It would be a break. And it would play again. You know, I was talking to somebody and somebody was talking about motivational speakers and how Eric Thomas, and there are guys that really, people who need motivation. Do you know I've never needed a motivational speaker? I understand if you do, that's great. I've never needed that. I use you know what motivates me? Myself. If I need motivation, you know what I listen to literally when I work out? Rocky IV soundtrack. That's what I do. I listen to the Rocky IV soundtrack. Hearts on Fire. No Easy Way Out. Eye of the Tiger. That's what I listen for. If I am feeling down, I take whatever frustration I have and I put it into something physical. That's what I do. So I don't necessarily, and there's nothing wrong if you need that. If you need a motivational speaker, if you need to listen to Eric Thomas to start a YouTube channel, then do that. If you wind up, but you're gonna have to keep listening to him too, right? Because it ain't, he's in it. Starting it is the easy part. The stuff after that is when it gets hard. But I was just thinking, I said, look, Generation X is prime for success. We are. Now we about to hit middle age. There ain't nothing wrong with that. We'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? You clean up the beard a little bit, maybe throw some dye in it. You know what I mean? For foreshadowing, by the way. But it ain't nothing wrong with that. But I want everybody to know that you can be successful. Why am I in the car? You might be like, well, damn, you in the studio. Well, what's going on? And you know what? This is the mobile studio. Because y'all don't really, the green screen, just like I think I was scaring a little bit of y'all with the green screen and the headset. Hey, this is, you see that? See, that's another thing too. You know, to me, Generation X, we know what's up. We know what's up. We can play the game as well. We can play the game and we can talk like this. Well, if you want CPM, see, YouTube channels are about this and that, right? Or we can get down too. We can get down and we can get with you. So that's just what I'm saying, man. Listen, y'all got potential to be successful on YouTube. Anything else you do in life, you got the same type of potential. Gen X, Gen Z, baby boomers, it doesn't matter. But if you're a Generation X, man, you got a special gift. You got a special gift, kind of like this gentleman right here that's on this bike. You got a special gift. And that gift is you knew what it was like. You're the gap. You're the bridger. The gap bridger. Do it, man. Do it. Because I want you to be doing YouTube full time if that's what you want. If you don't want that, then that's fine too. It ain't nothing wrong with that. If you do, that's great. That's what I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Gen X, get to work.